Okay, so now still doing this. 30 minutes later. Bearing look good?
It's the same as the other ones. This one a little bit more. A little bit more than the other ones.
That's okay.
But it's
those
still,
are reusable actually.
Yeah, still brand new.
But we're not using them, right?
No.
We're putting all new back up. Yep. There.
And I need that mallet.
Yeah. And I get the mallet for you. Push out.
Kinda. Started to.
And here's your mallet.
I got it.
Okay. There's number 3 piston, which is number 6. 7.
6.
6?
Yeah.
Okay. And there it's backwards.
Is it?
That's what's good thing about these newer motors is it's, even though we numbered them right there, you know, put a dot right there, is if you mix them up, you really can't because of this right here. It'll flip-flop. Yeah, like that. You get the point. But it's still good to do it. Old school trick. Right?
Yep. It's always worked. It's always worked, so why stop? The bearing's stuck to the crank.
Grab it. We want to save that. It's a good bearing. Don't harm it. That's freaking man.
So good. I've never seen that.
Not that nice.
So I can push it out.
It's that oil ring, ain't it?
Yeah. Stops it every time.
Yeah, you got that lit. Got an edge.
Oh, look at that one.
Yeah, that's actually a bad looking bearing right there. That's what a bad looking bearing would look like.
Yeah. Show some copper actually.
Yeah, I would show some copper. I ain't got no bad bearings. I don't know. I could find one. You want to show them a bad one?
Yeah, we got really bad ones in bent push rods.
Yeah, we do got some.
Alright guys, all we have to do left for the motor is to pull the crank out. And then if you look down inside here, kind of can't really see it because of the lighting, but gotta pull the cam out. After that, it'll be completely disassembled. We'll start cleaning it here in a little bit. And after that, we'll start reassembling, throwing some paint on it. But it's not going to go together as fast as it sounds because we still got to get a new clutch for this thing. With the bigger cam, it's just going to ride out the stock clutch. I mean, the stock clutch is still good. It would handle it for the braking period, but that's about it. So let's get to it. All right, so to pull pull the crank out, all you're gonna need is 3 different sockets actually for this one, so it's a 6-bolt main, and they're all different sizes. Your outermost ones, right here and right here, those are gonna be a 15, and innermost ones on the mains are going to be a 13, and then all your side bolts are gonna be a 10mm. So now all I'm gonna do is break those loose, pull them off, and then show you how I set them up with how all these are got this little rounded piece facing to the back, except for your rear main right here. That one's facing forwards. So I mean, you can mix them up still, but you really can't. So I'm just gonna take those off and then show you what I mean. Alright guys, so we got the crank out. Everything looks really, really good. And I mean, we're gonna polish it since it's out. Get it polished, that way everything's all cleaned up perfect. I mean, look at the bearings. They all look brand new, no scuffs, nothing. The only thing that slowed me down with pulling the crank out was to get the rear main off of there. The rear main cap off of there was this back plate that sits right back here. That just has a little lip on the back of it that covers up the back main cap. So you got to take that plate off before you can take that last rear main cap off. That last main cap off. But it wasn't too hard. Once that popped off, just slid it up there through the engine stand, pulled that cap off, put it over there, pulled the crank out. And this is what I mean whenever I say just sit your mains in line. I mean, you got them, face them the way that you know. Once you got them out, I mean, mark them up first. These already came with markings on them. Like this one says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is over here. Just sit them in line, and whenever you clean them, take them one at a time and just put them right back where they came from. That way you don't lose track of them, because if you put, I mean, you can mess it. If you put one thing out of order inside of a motor, the first time you fire it up, it's gonna mess up. So just make sure you got everything all marked correct. Just do the trick that I told you about putting punches on there, and make sure they're all facing the correct way whenever you pull them out, and just sit them there. But now all we gotta do left is pull the cam out. So I'm gonna go ahead and slide the cam out for you guys. Check that out and see how the cam bearings are, because with the, I mean, you can see how easy that slides too now. But I don't want to mess anything up, that way you don't fall out and bang the cam up, because we're still going to keep it. Even though we got a new cam going in, we're going to keep this cam. Maybe it'll go in another build or something. But anyways, a lot of times with these cam bearings, they're the only ones that look bad inside the LS that I've seen so far. So let's pull that out. Alright, so the cam's out. The cam looks pretty good. Got your normal wear on it, but for the most part, it looks pretty good. I think that's the worst one out of them all, but that just rides in the block. It's not with a lifter on it, so nothing to worry about. Like I said, this isn't going back inside the LS. But cam bearings, like I said, they're kind of worn. I mean, you can see the line right here and right here. And keep in mind, this thing's flipped over. It's on the top is where the bearing's worn out. And that's how it looks all the way through the motor. I don't know if you can, it's kind of hard to see with the amount of light we got going on in here. But that's it. The motor's completely tore down. So next is going to be cleaning the motor out, cleaning all the parts, all the bolts, taking these bearings out, taking the cam bearings out. We're going to get all new rings, all new bearings. New sensors are going to go on this thing. I mean, it's gonna be running good once it gets back inside the car. So but that's about it. So for the teardown, that's it. For the teardown, that's all that we got. Everything's out. Cam, crank, pistons, heads, main caps, all the bolts. And you got all this mess. All the stuff that came out of there whenever we were pulling the motor, all the big stuff. But just stay tuned for the build. Thank you for watching.